Hi, so this is my second video, and this is going to go through again adding two 3-digit numbers, but this time there will be a lot of regrouping. So we'll have to regroup in every stage in this one because they all cross a tens boundary. Now, as you can see here, I've written estimate and actual. So I don't know my actual answer yet because I haven't worked it out, but I can make a pretty good estimate because I know that 398 is only 2 away from 400. And I can do 400 at 816 by counting in hundreds, and I get to 1,216. Now that's not going to be the actual answer because I had to add on 2 to get to 400, but it's going to be around that answer. So when I've done my written method, once I've done it, if I am way out, then I'll know because I've got a good estimate to go to. Okay, so I've also drawn out the ones, the tens and the hundreds as well, so that I can see it visually as I'm adding it together, and I can see why I'm regrouping when I am. So we'll always start with the ones, and I know 8 add 6, well I know 8 add 2 is 10. So if I group my 8 there and 2 there, I know that that's 10, and then I've got 4 left over. So I know that 8 and 6 is 14. So I can put down how many ones I'm left with, and I'm going to carry over that 10 that I grouped there into my tens column. Okay, so what I'm going to do in this tens column is I'm just going to draw one more because I've just carried that over. I've got one more in that column, so I'm going to now, well I can see now that I've got 10 add 1. I know that goes over the tens boundary, I know that's 11, so I can group 10 tens to make 100. So those 10 tens there, I'm now going to carry over and put another 100 in this column. And I'm going to do the same on my written method. So I'm left with 1 10 when I've added 9 and 1 and 1. It's 11. I'm left with 1 10, and I've carried over that 100, which I can then put there to help me remember. So then in my hundreds column, I've got the original 3, I've got the 1 I added, and then I've got my 8. So again, I know 8 add the 2 here will be 10, and then I know I've got 2 left over. Okay, so I've got 2 hundreds. Now 10 hundreds is actually 1,000. So I'll get another colour for my 1,000 column. I'll put the 1,000 here, so those 10 hundreds can make that 1,000. So I'm left with my 2 here, so I can write down in my hundreds column I'm left with 2 hundreds because I've moved that 1,000 out, but I don't need to put it on the top because there's nowhere else to go. So I know that I'm left with that 1,000. So my answer is 1,214. I know that's correct because it matches with my estimate. It's only 2 less than my estimate, and because I added on 2 to get to 400, then that's right. So my actual answer is 1,214.